Very well. Thanks for dropping by. Off you go.
So yesterday, Doomcock did a video, and he mentioned something from one of his contacts that said the morals clause also had to do with Disney's image. This is where I think Kennedy is very vulnerable. Okay, for the last 10 years, Lucasfilm has been nothing but a dumpster fire of woke, aggressive tactics towards the fans. But look at Disney as a whole. We have queering everything up. Here's LaToya Ravenel. Then we have Justin Bolger, formerly of Lucasfilm, with the red X through Luke's face. Here he is again with some blue-haired weirdo. Andy Gutierrez, and of course, she's got to be mentioned, Harvey's former personal assistant, and of course, Pablo, Justina Ireland's racism, the lack of professionalism from Ryan Johnson, hating the fans from Matt Martin, the inability to go along with others, Rain Roberts, Jason Stein, and of course, publishing lady Jennifer Heddle, and her hate of Luke Skywalker, and basically Star Wars itself. And you have an image problem. But the biggest problem, because she's there, is Kathleen Kennedy. And I'm going to use the Balrog from Lord of the Rings to be the example of her. Okay, now we know that she was not allowed on Lucasfilm property. She had to ask permission to come in and they wouldn't let her in. And the fact that basically John and Dave are basically flying low under the radar, even though, I'm going to say this, they're both there. And don't be surprised if it wasn't Jon Favreau who forced the Red X hooligan to write an essay about who Luke Skywalker is. Kennedy has a problem. And I don't know if it's obvious to the Witch King of Burbank and his 4 henchmen, but she has made Disney look bad. Her being there, her name, is a tarnish on the brand. Okay, not just Lucasfilm, but Disney. And the reason why is because when people see her face, when they see her name, it upsets them greatly. Okay, and I think this is where Iger and the 5 horsemen might have an upper hand. Now, fine. We can look at the morals clause, criminal activity, and I do believe after looking at the annual report by from England on Blue Stockings, that there's definitely some funny business going on with the money. But that being said, when you've got staffers who are openly hostile to the fans, who are not being reprimanded by the president of the company, that's an image problem. That in of itself is a firing offense. And if her contract says is not allowed to tarnish, if she tarnishes the brand of Disney, that can be termination. If that includes what's been going on, she's done. Okay, they're still scouring everything, and apparently they did find something. They're trying to get, I suppose, Leslie Headland to give her up, but still, I think they do have a leg to stand on with just the behavior of her staff towards the customers of Star Wars. Pablo Hidalgo on Twitter, how many times was he reprimanded by Disney itself, to the point where he literally had to publicly apologize to Star Wars Theory, who incidentally, his channel has more subscribers than the Star Wars channel itself. Okay, that says a lot on Star Wars image right now to the fans, okay? And I think that this is perfect grounds to fire Kathleen Kennedy just on this alone. If that clause includes just bad behavior in general, not necessarily immoral behavior or criminal behavior. And the reason is because she's cost them money. Okay, she's cost them money. And again, like LaToya Ravenel, Kathleen Kennedy has ruined the reputation of Disney and Lucasfilm. Lucasfilm is owned by Disney. I mean, maybe I'm reading into what Doomcock said a little bit more than I should, but still.
Oh, she's horrible. I've made a ghastly mistake.
The time has come. Execute Order 66.
You can go through the bad behavior of people in story group. Phil Sostak, Pablo, Ryan Johnson's unprofessional behavior when The Last Jedi came out and not taking the fans' criticism seriously. Jennifer Heddle attacking Luke Skywalker publicly and then waving the flag of victimhood. Andy Gutierrez sip drinking out of a fanboy tears mug at Lucasfilm. These are all cases where Kennedy could be brought in the carpet and said, you allowed this to happen. You paid no attention. You, in fact, encouraged it. You're gone. Okay, if that's the way that clause reads, okay, because who wants to spend money on a brand that is run by a bunch of people who hate them, who attack them, calling them names like racist, homophobe, bigot, misogynist. And I really think that Iger, at this juncture, has a way out of the Kathleen Kennedy conundrum through this. Okay, if the smoking gun with Headland doesn't work, and I think it will, but we have to see how that plays out. But if that doesn't work, and we're still sitting here looking at her being there, waiting for her contract not to be renegotiated, because they're not going to renegotiate it. It's going to be a long wait. And the quicker she's excised and removed, the quicker it will go for Lucasfilm to get back on its feet, all right? She's been locked out. Every time I think about her standing at the gate of Lucasfilm begging to be let in, I just want to die laughing. I mean, and, Jon Favreau standing like Gandalf saying, "You shall not pass." I could see that happening. But, again, her name is still president, allegedly, of Lucasfilm, in name only. And the quicker that, again, like I said, she's excised from the company, the better. Now, she could surprise us and actually do a noble thing and leave. Okay. Say basically, just give me whatever and I'll walk. Okay. And that would give her a way out, and it would give Iger a way out, but will she? And these are the questions that need to be asked. Do we wait for Leslie Headland and her lawyers to come up with some sort of an escape clause for Hedlund if Hedlund throws Kennedy under the bus? We don't know. I'm not sure about that. And I want to say this to the people complaining about Iger. Iger's not woke. Iger's an opportunist, okay? He's not an ideologue. Kennedy is, which is why she worked with Hedlund, and while of this shenanigans were going on. And this alone, this connection to Weinstein, should be enough actually to sever Kennedy's contract. I would say just because of who Hedlund worked for. If Harvey Weinstein is mud in Hollywood, why would anybody want to work with anybody connected to him? These are the questions that should be asked. These are the questions that the lawyers at Disney should be asking among themselves. The Five Horsemen, Bob Iger and his team. Okay, because if Disney's image getting smeared as part of a "you're fired" clause, you've got a way out right there. That's just me. Maybe I'm oversimplifying it, but it looks like it's a pretty good way out. Again, the behavior of her staff the last 10 years towards the fans, and the fact that they smeared Lucasfilm's name and smeared Disney's name, the fact that she allowed it to happen, and of course, the connection to Harvey Weinstein through Hedlund. I'm spitballing things, I'm brainstorming, because I think people want to see action on this. And I honestly think that in the end, Kennedy would even be relieved to be gone. Just throwing this out there. This is Steph signing out. I'll see you around the galaxy.